Hey guys, Richard at Ryden's Room here, outside. Again, I've just finished doing my video for Lost Tribe of the Sith, and now onto this one. So, spoilers as usual, everything up to this point. So, Legacy of Force. Basically, as I said on this vid for Lost Tribe of the Sith, I hated Legacy of Force, like so many reasons. Ultimately, that Jason wanted to do, did what they did to him made no sense, and it also made no sense for another war. There were, complete dicks like fucking Sal Solo in the Star Wars world and our world who just want to start a war for no good reason. It doesn't surprise me he'd be part of it, but the way the war just escalated. I mean, at least it's only a year in Legacy of Force, but it should never have happened at all. It just didn't make sense. The Yuuzhan Vong wanted to effectively kill every person, every being in the in the galaxy, and you're just going to start a petty war. And of course, we know why. Legacy of Force was ultimately an Old Republic series. They just moved to the New Jedi Order era, and stupid decision. It made no sense to do that. And like I said in my vid for this, we just lost out on so much. We missed Jason. What starts changing him, like his journey with the, before the Swarm War with the Killiks, everything else that happened, what's going on, all leading up to that. Tenel Kar's rule in the Haven Cluster, what the Empire, especially the Imperial Remnant, since they would return in the New Jedi Order books, and then be a much bigger part of Legacy of Force, and now they're all kind of allied together, but they're not in a position of how they used to have anymore in this. So much we missed out on just to tell a story that wasn't even meant to happen with these characters, and yeah, I just never bought that Jason had to turn evil. The Denningverse appropriate because there's nothing in books like Traitor that suggest that, and not to mention Verge as a retcon. But anyway, I'd explained on that before. So as I was saying, I asked for this for my birthday, as I figured, as much as I hated Legacy Force, I might like Fair Jedi. It can't be as bad, it can't be any worse. So yeah, and I thought, yeah, let's read this, my sort of backstory. Watch my vid review for this because I've done a small review for it, and it's definitely worth it. So I do recommend reading it before this, especially if you like a bit of Star Wars backstory. It's a bit like what I've done with Warhammer. Until I really got into Warhammer, I read a few books on the Horus Heresy and then the main stuff, listened to a lot of it, and I just simply read a lot more Horus Heresy books that aren't considered essential, like Master of Mankind, that were really good because the background stuff is really, really worth it. And it's similar to this, Fate, Lost Tribe of Sith, it's just a bit of background. Obviously, this is thousands of years before. No character from here can appear in this unless some of these Sith can live for like 3,000-4,000 years. I don't think so, but it's just their backstory, how they took over the planet they crash landed on over thousands of years. So yeah, it's a Fate of Jedi. So Outcast, that's it's spoilers for this, like I've just said. Outcast is Luke. Luke cast himself out of the Jedi Order because Darla, the worst person qualified to be a chief of state, basically wants Luke to pay for what Jason did. And to be honest, I agree. So I'm gonna sneeze. That wasn't the biggest problem with Legacy of Force. Like 9 books was too much for a year-long story. So many things should have happened, like Mara's death. Why did she appear as a Force ghost and just tell them? No, her body faded away when the murderer walked into the room. Okay. Why didn't she just, if she had to do that, then tell Luke after? It's like Obi-Wan talks to Luke 5 seconds after his death in A New Hope. Anakin, Yoda appeared by the end of Return of the Jedi. Obviously, Anakin a lot sooner after his death than Yoda, but Yoda was a few hours later. Anakin probably about 10 minutes. But why Mara took so long, I will never know. And it just, one of the issues with Legacy of Force, it took too long, and Jason should have been busted for his crimes really quickly, and it should have been stopped. And I always felt Luke should have, done more to stop it. He didn't, and yeah, I actually agreed. Luke should have took the blame, and it makes sense. He was responsible in a way, and yeah, he outcasts himself, and Ben goes off with him, which is pretty cool because Ben's a great character. Really good, growth through Legacy of Force series. Most people say he was the best. Him and Jaina were the best parts of Legacy of Force, and now time again for this. So he comes for it. Yes, I said in my last video he might come over, but he didn't. But yeah, maybe he will. Over Rocket. No, he's just sniffing the air as ferrets like to do. So yeah, that's basically the main story. Luke takes the blame for Jason, takes a 10-year sentence. He can't return to Coruscant unless he discovers why Jason did what he did sooner. Otherwise, he's out of the Order for 10 years, and someone else takes over. He names Kent Hamner as the new Grand Master. Seems surprising, but makes sense. So I know they're huge Kyle Katarn fans. I've never played those PC games he was part of, so I was not been the biggest Kyle Katarn fan, but I know people wanted him. I personally picked Corin Horn, or maybe Kip. He goes in. It makes sense. Kent was basically a great at politics, and he's the kind of person they need. And yeah, that pays. That does, from what I've seen. Because I'm at books for the moment, but I won't spoil anything. Is paying off in there. He knows how to handle someone like Darla. So you've got that. So Luke's gone off. He meets Plo Koon species. Now, one of the things I always liked about the Star Wars books written later, like during the prequel era and after, particularly the Survivor's Quest book with Luke and Mara, though the sequel to Outbound Flight, seeing like prequel trilogy stuff, like the Clone Wars, like Luke and Mara get attacked by a pair of droidicas. They got the shields. They're extremely difficult because, as we've seen, no Jedi's actually defeated one. Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon just run from them, Anakin and Obi-Wan run from them. So seeing them have to deal with them is just really cool to watch, and I just love that all makes it to this book. It's just obviously the bulk of the EU was written before the prequels or during them, and when they finally start writing them in, I love that stuff because I grew up on the prequels. My first Star Wars book was the children's Phantom Menace book, and then when he got into this era, after Return of the Jedi in 2021, I grew up on the prequels, and any chance to see them appearing in book form when we're with these characters is absolutely great. And yeah, you get Plo Koon species. Plo Koon is the really cool alien Jedi with the respirator who never actually talks in the films, but just looks really cool. And you find his people who are practicing the Force a different way, and some have got an unusual way of preserving their species in case the Jedi Order get destroyed again, Order 66, and Luke and them can part of it and work out what's going on, and eventually leave with not any particular new knowledge. It feels like a bit of wasted time, but it's a good story, and I liked getting Plo Koon as people. Also, speaking of what is a waste of time, it is, unless it pays off. So clearly they needed something for Han and Leia to do, so they're going to meet up with Lando. You get Lando and his wife Tendra, and then their son as well. And they're on Kessel, and the whole thing is going to collapse, and there's like all these earthquakes going on, and they have to stop it from happening, which they do. Nothing's really come to it except Alana, Jason's daughter, who they believe died when a virus was released on Tenokar's planet. I think that's how it happened. It's been that long since I've read Invincible, a year. And Alana's kind of just there as well, and she starts getting some sort of like visions, which I'm pretty sure is the Dark Man from Legacy of Force. I won't say who that is, but I believe I know who it is. And of course, the Dark Man could probably just sound to be Jason Solo, but I think it's someone else, and that might be what Alana's hearing the voice of. So we'll see. I'm hoping that pays off, because otherwise, at the moment, it's just a fun side story for Han, Leia, Alana, and Lando to have happen, because Aaron Allston writes this book, so of course he brings his characters in, and the Rogue Squadron characters, like Wedge, Taicho's in it, all those characters, etc. So it's good seeing that, but it's kind of nothing really, unless we see something in the future. It's just a side story, nothing that memorable, but who knows how that will become. So in the other main story is Jedi are being driven insane. It opens with Corin Horn's son, who just suddenly Valen Horn, who suddenly just goes mad. He thinks his mum is an imposter, he thinks his dad's an imposter, and yeah, it's hits this other Jedi as well during this book. And then you got your other characters, Jaina, Jag, etc., who have to apprehend the prisoners, because Darla will just have them encased in carbonite, and that'll solve the problem. Getting very Palpatine's reason for 66. Jedi can't be contained, they're far too dangerous, just kill them. At least being put in carbonite means they're alive. It's the closest thing to a death sentence, and yeah, it's clearly hinting that more Jedi can be hit by it. And is this the Dark Man? Is this who Alana's hearing? Is it something else? Who knows? But yeah, there's definitely potential behind that story, and it's good to see Jaina do a lot more, because Jaina was undoubtedly the hero of Legacy of Force, but it took a while to be that hero. Well, Ben's with no Anakin Solo, it seems like Ben's being set up to be like the future of the Jedi. Luke's direct heir with no Anakin or Jason around or to do it, and Jaina's Sword of the Jedi, but who knows where. It feels like you need a young male heir to carry on Luke's line or be the Grandmaster of the Jedi. It feels like they're setting Ben up to be that, since it can't be Anakin Solo. So yeah, he gets a lot to in this book as well. He's got his detective skills from Fury, etc. And yeah, it's got to admit, I did like this book. Then again, I liked Betrayal from Legacy of Force. Most people did, and look what it ended up. Again, with that, I never blamed Aaron Allston. He did the best he could with a terrible storyline, and we'll see. Overall, though, this storyline seems better. It's not just. Hopefully, it's not just leading to another war, but we'll see. But yeah, like I said, Betrayal started really well and turned into the worst Star Wars series ever. Then Vector Prime started really well and turned into the best Star Wars series ever, like beyond other than the films, obviously. So yeah, a lot of potential for it. Definitely enjoyable. And yeah, this is paperback. I have no idea why, but they went from 5 hardbacks in NJO to 3 in Legacy of Force to all 9 for this. I don't know what's going on. Del Rey must have been like really struggling with Star Wars sales and needed to push them, but I don't know. Turning every single one into a hardback doesn't seem like a good way to guarantee sales. No, but yeah, definitely recommending this so far. Definitely recommending it so far, and also give Let's Try the Sith a go first because it's a good bit of reading and it's pretty short. So it's not essential, but it's a nice bit of background lore. But yeah, that's it. So I hope you enjoyed the vid. I've still got this and a bunch of others to upload. I really should, but I'm going to be busy over the next few days, weeks, months, years. But I'll try and fit it in. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.